Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what you can do when you've made your first row of a pattern and you find out you didn't make enough chains. To demonstrate, I'll be using Lion Brand's Hometown USA and a Furls end hook. That's a 9mm. So let me set this beautiful green out of the way and we'll pull up the gray. Now, let's say I've been making this pattern. I've thought I followed directions, but I discovered I didn't have enough chains. I've gotten to the last stitch and I need a couple more. Now, obviously, if it was this size, I would probably just pull it out and chain more. But with some patterns, say you've made 100, 200, 300 stitches, the last thing you want to do is pull out that first row. So you have a couple of different options. Now, the first thing you can do is continue the row with foundation stitches. This is particularly good if you have a simple stitch in the first row, like double crochet or single crochet or half double crochet. When there's not like a lace pattern or something like that, then using foundation stitches to extend the row is a really easy solution. What you want to do is, for example, saying we're doing it with foundation double crochet or double crochet stitches that we need to add more of, what we can do is work off our base chains with foundation stitches. So I'll yarn over and go right down into that first chain, or that last, well, it was the first chain we made, the last chain there available. And I'm just going to hold this tail out of the way. I will pull up a loop right from that same stitch there, like almost like I was increasing right there. Then I'm going to pull through just the first loop, and that creates a new chain right there. From there, I will finish my double crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, like so. Now, obviously, this isn't fantastic, but for a project where I would work a border around it and I could weave this end in, that's going to hide it pretty well. And from there, all I have to do is keep making foundation stitches. Go into the base there, pull up a loop for the next chain, right there. So that's our first chain, or next chain, I should say, and finish our double crochet. So you can see I can keep extending that first row with foundation stitches. And that is one method. Now, if for some reason the foundation stitches won't work, if it's a lace pattern or a little more complicated, you've got another option. Okay, so for this method, we're going to need a pair of scissors. Now, obviously, I don't want to just cut my yarn here if I'm making a big project. So what I would do is I would pull the yarn from the other end. This is just obviously a little bit of scrap yarn I had left over to do this demonstration. I would find the other end and pull from there, or maybe from a second skein if it was a really big project. But for the purposes of demonstration right here, I'm just going to cut it a little further down here so I can get a new end to work with. And I'll push that out of the way for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this new end of yarn here, and I'm going to go into our base chain, and from there, go right back into that first chain we made, kind of like we did with the foundation stitches. I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm just going to start chaining however many chains I need to add on to my project. Now, again, this is another method that works better if you are working a border around your project, but most projects look better with a border anyway. So we'll just say I needed another, however many that is, chains on my first row. Then at that point, again, I'm going to have a couple ends here to weave in, but this is a good emergency method. From there, I'll be able to go back to my original yarn here, working my project, and just start crocheting right into those chains I just made. Like so. There we go. So you see, I'd find the next one. And I like to work into the back of the chain, but this works just as well if you're working into the top of the chain. You might want to hold the project a little differently when you add your chains, but you can experiment with that and see what gives you the best results. But you can see I can treat these chains just as if they were there all along. So that is 2 different ways that you can add a few more chains to your foundation chain when you realize that you didn't make enough for your project. I hope you liked this video and that it helps you out. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.